A very warm welcome to you, Doctor. Doctor, will you please introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Dr. Danesh Gandhi. I completed my MBBS from HBT Medical College and Cooper Hospital in 2022, and I joined MD Medicine in KEM Hospital, Mumbai this year itself in November, and I gave NEET in 2021 and sorry, 2021. Bad with years now. And in the latest NEET, and my rank was 365, and I scored 630 marks out of 800 in that exam. Apart from that, I also gave the INI CET exam where my rank was 282, and I cleared PLAB as well in the year in August, in last August. So yes, currently I'm pursuing MD medicine, and that's my life as of now.
So, Doctor, what made you choose medicine? Like, what made you choose a medical field? What was your inspiration?
So right since my MBBS started, I always liked subjects like physiology, pharmac, patho, and eventually even medicine. So, medicine is one subject which integrates almost all specialties. It's a very much thinking branch, not much performance or skill based. It is more of how much you can analyze and your judgment. So, these things fascinate me about medicine. Also, medicine is one very much hands on branch. Like a proper doctor is one you visualize as a medicine person. So, these things made me choose medicine. And yes, it has lived up to its expectation as of now.
So, Doctor, as you said that you have written a PLAB exam also.
Yes,
So,
yes,
what is the main difference between the NEET exam and a PLAB exam? What you felt like it was a drastic difference between both?
yes. There is a drastic difference. First of all, in the NEET exam, there is unfortunately a higher weightage given to pre and paraclinical subjects like PSM, Patho, Pharmac, Micro, FMT. Such subjects which probably do not have as much role in patient management uh, as hardcore clinical subjects like medicine, surgery, OBG, peds have. So that's one main difference in NEET and PLAB. Also, PLAB paper is very much clinical based. Like they give you proper case scenarios, almost like each question is like a separate case per se. However, NEET 2 is being set to get into the clinical domain now. With next and all coming up, they are saying it's going to become clinical. But as far as my exam goes, it wasn't that clinical. It was more factual, to be honest. And yeah, I think in the NEET exam, the thing is that if you learn the concept, if you learn your stuff well, if you do multiple revisions, even if you understand or don't understand, you can clear that exam well. Whereas that doesn't go the same in PLAB. PLAB is all every question is new. There are hardly any repeats. Topics are repeated, yes, but every question is almost new. So you have to apply your mind each question and with a neutral mindset. So and of course the time limit. PLAB is almost, I think the time is one minute per question, and you have lengthy paragraphs with investigations and all. You have to be quicker in PLAB, whereas in NEET, time is not that much of an issue if you compare.
Okay. So, Doctor, as we know that in a year there are so many people who write NEET exam, and very few of them are able to pass and crack the exam. So, what was your strategies, and how did you prepare for your exam to score this rank?
So honestly, I would like to say that I did not keep myself under much pressure for the NEET exam. Like I was already preparing for PLAB. So NEET actually was like a backup for me. PLAB was my main focus. So I would like to first tell everyone not to take much pressure for a NEET exam, since it's actually not worth it. You can just give your best shot and try to master your strong subjects, I would say. And for a weak subjects, I would say if you're weak in a subject, do not completely ignore it. Try to do the basic stuff of that subject also. No one is asking you to become a master of all 19 subjects. That's not possible. You may have around more than half subjects you will be confident about. I would suggest make those strong, practice those more, and also do the important stuffs, do the previous year questions from your weak subject. Uh, that should cover it. It's not that big a deal. And practicing MCQs in NEET for NEET exam as well as for PLAB exam also. It's the main crux of the preparation. The more MCQs you practice, that's going to help you more. Like you may read the entire textbook, you memorize it word to word, but if you do not have MCQ practice, then you're nowhere. So MCQ practice, according to me, is most important, and second most important is the revision.
Okay. So how did you manage your time? Like, did you have a very set timetable or a schedule for yourself to study?
No, I tried to make a schedule for myself, but with my internship, it was didn't turn out to be much possible. So I had a strategy that in my internship, all the entire time period wasn't me doing work. Like what I'm doing in residency right now, I hardly have time to even eat or drink water. That wasn't the case in internship. Internship was much better. So whenever I would get time, I would solve MCQs on my mobile phone. Like now we have so many apps. Plabable is on the mobile, Marrow, Prep Ladder, eGurukul. So when you get time, try to solve MCQs on your mobile and read the explanations. So in that way, you can maximize your time during internship, and you will have in your internship you will have some very heavy postings and some quite light postings also. So what I thought was that in my heavy postings, I won't have much time and energy to study much. So I will just try to revise what I already know, try to do MCQs. Whereas in my light postings, I would try to give the importance to my weak subject, where subjects I'm not done at all. Subjects I need to start. So I did those in my lighter posting. So at the start of your internship itself, you'll get an idea how your internship is going to be, which months are going to be heavy, which are going to be light. So accordingly, you can make a rough schedule that in these 2 months, I'll try to do these topics and these subjects. Of course, not always you will stick to your schedule and your schedule will get completed. But try to have a rough plan that till if I start my internship in May, try to keep a target that till November I should finish the first reading. Till
Mm.
coming Jan or Feb I should finish the second reading. Try to keep these large targets in mind. And micro planning honestly doesn't work for internship preparation because each day is dynamic, each day is different. But try to keep broad targets, I would say.
So, Doctor, mainly you're trying to say that the MCQs and this mock test and all are the main key role to crack a paper.
More than MCQs, I feel the mock test, the grand test. The grand tests are the game changer because the main difference between mock test and MCQ practices in MCQ practice, you don't have that sword on your head. You have to complete the questions and all. You will do 20 questions. You will chill for some time, half an hour. After half an hour, again do. That's not how it goes in the exam. Everyone can solve the first 20 questions full concentration. That's not an issue. The real game begins when you are not getting answers to 5 6 questions in a row. That's when you start panicking. What will I do? I'm not getting answers. Then you go into a negative state in the exam. So this mind game is what plays the big role in the exam. So this can only be overcome once you give multiple grand tests. Give multiple grand tests. I don't stick to one app or one platform. Nowadays there are free grand tests available. Each app has free grand tests. I would say give all grand tests. And do not hold yourself back that I have not finished 4 5 subjects, so should I give the grand test or not? I would suggest that even a second year student should start giving grand tests. Even at second year, you have completed 7 subjects. 7 subjects, you should get the answers. Using the 7 subjects knowledge, you can still derive answers of some medicine, surgery, pharma questions also. So to give the mock test, give it as early as possible and make a diary of your scores and your correct answers, incorrect answers. Each test, subsequent test, you should at least improve by 1 mark or one correct answer more. Even if that is there, you're at the right track. So multiple grand tests and starting grand test as early as possible is the biggest key, I think, to cracking the NEET and INR-CT exam. For PLAB, I would say again, if you manage to give around 10 mock tests, it is sufficient, I think, for PLAB. Plabbable mock tests are very good for that. If you start giving the mock test for PLAB around 1.5 months before your date, I think that is enough. That is not much of an issue. You just
So
need the
doctor,
speed. The content is
Mhm.
not that difficult when it comes to PLAB. That's one more difference in PLAB and NEET. PLAB is much more superficial. They expect you to just know diagnosis and the basic management. Whereas NEET, they go into deeper concepts and all. They ask for MD level, DM level stuff at times, which is actually not supposed to be known by a MBBS level doctor. But they do ask you that stuff also. Uh, so that is one more difference I feel. Yeah.
So doctor, would you suggest doctors to go for a coachings and all for the NEET exam? Or how did you prepare? Did you take any coaching or you did a self study?
So I started face-to-face classes for coaching in my second year, and in my third minor. Second year and my third minor, I could attend these coaching classes. In my final year, COVID hit, so I had to shift to app-based learning. Now, if you ask me what is preferred, face-to-face classes or app-based, I would say 110% it is face-to-face classes. The reason being that apps have all the content, they have all the MCQs, everything is available. But sitting at home, you will never get that motivation to see the entire content at one go. What happens in face-to-face classes is that classes may be of say 10 hours, 12 hours, 13 hours at time. You will feel the urgent urge in your body to just close the textbooks, notebooks, and run away. But it's not possible. You are sitting between 50, 100 students. So by hook or by crook, you will sit at that place and you at least make the notes of all subjects, of all the content at that time. And at the end of the day, when just before your exams, your notes will matter the most, your handwritten notes. So I would say that face-to-face classes is the best way to prepare for these exams. Starting in second year makes sense. It not only helps you for the exams, it also helps you for your professional exams also, like your university exam. It really helps you a lot. So start in second year. In third year, you can complete how much ever subjects you can. I would not say complete on 90 subjects in third year itself. You will have your post and exams. You will have your terminal exams, the prelims and all. So you can miss subjects coming at those times and carry forward those to the final year. Of course, having a backup of a online platform always makes sense for MCQ practice. And of course, if you are weak at some topics, you can always refer to those videos again. But I feel your primary source should be a face-to-face class, like whichever class you're comfortable with. I was more comfortable with a classroom setup, so I chose Bhatia classes in Mumbai. However, it all depends on individual. Again, some of my friends are comfortable app-based modern classroom, so that's fine. But broadly, if you ask me personally, I would suggest classroom coaching better.
So, doctor, as you know that only 10 days are left for the NEET exam. So, what are the like last 10 days tips you would like to give to the young doctors, like topics which they can cover and they can crack their exam?
Sure, sure. So, in the last 10 days, first of all, your state of mind has to be top notch. State of mind is the key. Doesn't matter how much you have studied, how much you have practiced, how much you have scored. What matters is your state of mind in these 10 days and your state of mind at the day of the exam. Plus, I feel there is a lot of controversies right now regarding the date of the exam. Still, I'm not sure about that, but I think the date is still uncertain. I would
Mm.
say just switch off uh, from all social media sources who are trying to distract you. You will get tempted and lured to see that, oh, the exam is postponed, this petition is filed here, this is done there. It happened in my exam, it happened before my exam last year as well. It happens every year. More than 50% of the people who are going to get ranks do not get ranks because they fall into this trap. They fall into this mental mental stronghold that they think about the exam dates and all that, and they just lose focus on the content. So don't do that. I would say do not study much in these last 10 days. Try to keep a cool mind, keep your health good. And if you have made a 20th book, revise that. Uh, Many classes have these image-based modules like Vibe. Vibe was an image-based module in Bhatia. So that really helped. Like each subject, they had some photos and the related content. So you can make that as a 20th book. I never had a 20th book per se, but the Y book turned out to be my 20th book, and it really helped me a lot because although the content is not that much, you get a sense of confidence that you have at least done some things of all subjects, and you are good to go. So that confidence plays a big role. It doesn't mean that you will, by doing that small book, you will complete the entire syllabus. That's not possible. But having that confidence of knowing something of everything of 2019 subjects plays a big thing. So revise important topics, revise MCQs, and again, do not burn out yourself in these 10 days. Take adequate breaks, take walks, exercise, and I think more than anything else, on the day of the exam, your state of mind is what, and your mental preparation is what is going to make a difference. I would suggest attempt as many as possible in the exam, even though there is +4 -1. Even if you can rule out one option, you should attempt the question. That's what I would suggest. Keep this in mind, and attempt. If you have no idea whatsoever, like if I've heard some Greek and Latin for the first time, then do not attempt that question. That's fine. But even if you can rule out one option that this is not the answer for sure, and even if you're not don't know anything about other three options, still attempt that question. Eventually, your score is going to get you forward. So I would suggest especially if you don't have a reserve category, you need a high score for government college exams. So I had that strategy in mind, that to attempt as many as possible. So yeah, that's it. And in the last 10 days, what you can revise your mistakes you had in the questions. Like you can revise the bookmark questions. You can revise some pearls, some important images which keep coming up in the exam. Topics like size of IV cannulas, and I am out of touch for the NEET syllabus for around 6 months, but there are some topics which keep coming up year after year. Like there's one question for sure. Topics like electrolyte imbalances, important ECGs. One question is going to come 100%. So might as well just go through these things, these ultra IMP topics, I would say. And yeah, do not stress much in these 10 days. You cannot finish the entire syllabus in 10 days. Do not even attempt to finish the entire syllabus in 10 days. You will go for a toss. So that's it from my end for the last 10 days preparation.
Before moving on, we wanted to tell about the Go Campus mobile application. It's a very handy application which contains all the information required for a PG or UG aspirant, such as updated fee structure for all the colleges, official cutoffs from the previous years, news updates from all the counselling authorities, and counselling calendar, so that you don't miss out any counselling deadline just by setting a reminder, which is next to the event that you want to be reminded. We have put the link to download the application in the description. Make sure to check that out.